Morning guys, welcome back to the channel. Nice little rainy Tuesday morning, but I got a good one here. We're heading up to the wharf in Gravenhurst, and I'm going to meet James from MCR Performance, a company that I'm a vendor for. And MCR specializes in Yamaha outboard performance accessories, flashes. They've manufactured gear sets and solid mounts and all kinds of cool products for this market. The Yamaha market up here is booming like crazy. So anyways, I'm meeting James and we are going to flash a pontoon boat for a client. That's right. I have a client that has a 250 show on his pontoon boat, and he wants to crack 50 miles an hour. And I think that's going to be quite attainable when you consider that we're going to flash this thing to 332 horsepower. So thought I'd bring you along. We'll meet James. We'll talk about the product a little bit, show how easy it is to do. The ECU is super accessible from Yamaha. Easy to whip off, program back on, and increased fuel economy, drivability, and 332 horsepower. So I'll see you at the ramp.
What are we doing today?
So I got James here from MCR Performance, and we are going to flash this Yamaha. Very simple process too. Removal of ECU. Sorry about the background noise. Mine doesn't have any of this on it anymore.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So what does this pontoon boat run anyway?
48 miles an hour so far, which is actually pretty stout. And John wants to break 50. And he was telling me that that these pontoon boat guys are super competitive with these big, you know, everybody's putting 300Rs and big Yamahas and big Suzukis on them. And he said when they see you out there, they pull up beside you. So he's looking to pick up the performance a little bit.
This looks like a pretty big one. What is it, 26, 24?
I don't think so.
I think it's probably a 24.
It's a big boat. It performs very well as it does.
Yeah, I would say our pontoon market is actually impressive when it comes to their urgency to get more horsepower.
That's awesome.
Most of the time, well, I shouldn't say most of the time.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
Brought the ECU back to James's truck, and the idea is just to have a good steady voltage. He has the truck running, his laptop plugged in, and it's really simple. It's a Nizpro flash, very tried and true combination, and man, yeah, I think James said $11.75 is retail on this flash, and you think in the 250 setup, you know, this boat's going to pick up almost 100 horsepower. On a 200, it's 132 horsepower for under $1,200. Like that's insane. If you have an ECU like this and you were, or a show, sorry, let me start over. If you had a show, 200, 250, etc., and you were interested in this, you could reach out to me, and you could just remove the ECU. You saw how easy it was, and you could just send it to me in the mail. We could flash it and send it back to you. It's such a turnkey deal. So
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of pontoon boat guys that, I mean, I would say 40% of our tunes are pontoon boats.
yeah,
And a lot of the pontoon boats end up having like a 150 SHO or like a 175 SHO.
yeah.
Which
And
is,
you and I did a work boat for a client of mine, if you recall. I believe it was it a 115 that we did on that, or was it a
No, I think it was an SHO 4.2, so 200 or 225.
Yeah, it could have been.
But it was on, what was that? What was that? It was
John, like a Stanley boat.
It was like a Stanley, yeah, it was good.
Yeah, so guys are putting their flash and everything. I think because there's an increase in fuel economy as well.
Yeah, I mean, they market between 12 and 14%, but we're seeing more like 8.
Gotcha.
You know, and if you need horsepower, you're going to use fuel.
Yeah,
right.
1,000%. I always say
most of our performance boats, you're not going to see a huge increase unless you're family boating during the week, or you know, on the weekend or whatever, where you're mid RPM range and just cruising around. Like you're going to see a gain, but I mean, most of that is from premium fuel versus, you know, 87 or 89, right?
Yeah. And but the horsepower is undeniable. It's just
horsepower is
undeniable. Proven fact. I'm just going to. All right, so you read the file, and now you're uploading the new flash to it.
Yeah, it's just reading the data right now, and then once we start seeing the bar go across the bottom, really simple setup.
Yeah.
Nizpro has for the dealers here.
It's crazy.
You know, we just load the file and reflash it.
Yeah.
We tend to read the files first to make sure that we have a stock working file to work with in the first place.
Yeah.
But yeah, really simple. And the key to this is just reliable power.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
you were telling me your previous Yamaha on your skater, how many hours were on it flashed?
Yeah, so flashed hours was 620 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
and
crazy. And zero issues.
Zero issues. I had some injector issues.
Yeah.
It really
But
comes
that's
down
not-
to clean fuel.
Yeah, that's not
right?
related to the
not
flash at all.
Not related to fuel.
Yeah.
So we went through some injectors to try and diagnose what was happening.
Yeah.
But once we figured out what was happening, then it was all good. But it was the skater started off with a Simon tune in it when they originally started doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to a Hydrotech, and then once Nizpro kind of became more popular in the area,
Yeah.
I ended up getting the Nizpro tune
Yeah.
for it, and it was similar. I would say that there's similar horsepower between all the tunes up until about 61, 6,500.
Yeah.
And then you really start
Nizpro
seeing a
seems to
difference.
shine.
Yeah. It doesn't fall as hard on its base horsepower wise up in the higher RPM.
Mm-hmm.
You have pretty linear horsepower all the way up until 6,800. And then you really start, unless you have a really light boat, you're really not going to spin that 7,000
Yeah.
or a small prop. So you'll probably, if you are revving that high, you're going to hit a wall kind of around 6,800-ish area.
Yeah.
And as far as if your boat's not really a carbon fiber or whatever, like some of us are running 7,000 RPM.
Yeah.
But really, like the everyday boat is going to
Sure.
see power till 6,800.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So it took us about maybe 20 minutes to get that off, tuned. Now we're back at the boat.
Almost 100 horsepower for, over 100 horsepower if it's on a 200
Yeah.
for, 20 minutes of time and...
Cheap horsepower for what we're used to anyway.
They make it so accessible. I swear sometimes Yamaha wants you to modify their stuff. They just make it so easy, you know what I mean? That, for example, the Mercury 300R, the ECU is in behind the intake runners. Like, it's a big job to remove an ECU from a 300R, and not that they want you into them anyways. But
I like to think that because of their involvement in the rest of the power sports industry, like whether it's side-by-side or snowmobiles or dirt bikes or whatever, they're so used to aftermarket industry.
absolutely.
And a lot of the aftermarket industry from a racing perspective drives the popularity of, let's say, a Yamaha 250 dirt bike or
Look at
the Sidewinder,
look at the snowmobile.
right?
Like, the Sidewinder is
Yeah.
the epitome of performance when
Yeah.
it comes to snowmobile. Like, there's nothing else like it.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
the flood of aftermarket parts and availability and flashes and those sort of things for that is exponential,
Yeah, so I do feel like that really drives. I mean, it's less in the marine industry from a popularity perspective when it comes to modifications, but a company like Yamaha, who's been in every other industry and is in every other industry, minus snowmobiles, of course, now, but they're so used to it, and it's really what drove the passion for most people,
I think so too.
right? So for those who don't know, this is I'm going to call it Gen 1 SHO. So they changed the cowl style, and the ECU is actually slightly different from a output perspective on the new units that came out. I believe it was 2022 is when they changed the style of the cowl.
The physical engine itself is the same.
Physical engine is the same. ECU is different. But even the cowl, the new cowl, mounts right onto the old, the pan.
Yeah.
The pan's the same layout. Although Yamaha's been notorious for that, right? Like all in the 90s and stuff, you could choose whatever cowl you want, even though you You had.
We should maybe open this up and just fire it up, make sure everything's happy.
Sure. Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. Well,
I'm gonna see if I can scoot in through here.
the audience wants to see you crawl up under there.
Here we go.
Done.
332 horsepower.
Well, what is he at? What was he at?
48.
48 miles an hour. And do you know what RPM he was at?
That I do not.
It'd be interesting to see the difference for sure. And his goal's 50?
Yeah.
Did another pontoon boat pass him at 50 miles an hour? Is that the problem?
Well, he said they're a competitive bunch. He said when you're out there, they see the big motor, they're pulling up beside you, and John likes to play, so
Yep.
now he's in the game.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll play with props and stuff too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay guys, so there you saw it. 20 minutes time, we literally went down to the dock, we pulled the ECU off John's pontoon boat, and we brought it back to James's truck. James uploaded the new map in it, we reinstalled it, hit the key, breathed on the key, it fired right up and run. So we're not going to water test it today. It's rainy and lousy. John's coming up this weekend. He's going to take it out and test it, but we're confident that that it's going to do what it needs to do. So anyway, so James here is one of the owners of MCR Performance, a Canadian-based company specializing in Yamaha outboard performance aftermarket accessories and whatnot. So excuse me, James, I'll just let you sort of touch on MCR, what all you guys do over there and what's available and how they can get a hold of you or how they can get a hold of me. So
Yeah, so luckily we have Mark as one of our dealers, and a lot of his customers are migrating towards the Yamaha.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's a few projects that Mark has on the go this winter that will blow people's minds as far as conversions and whatnot, and it really is exciting to see it go through.
Yeah.
Most of our client base is 4.2 SHOs. I mean, that's what we focus on. We really like the platform. It 505 pounds dry. It really fits the bill when it comes to going from like a 300 XS or 250 HPDI or any of the two-stroke predecessors.
Yeah.
It really scratches that itch when you're going to that four-stroke power.
Yeah.
Downside is Yamaha, unlike Mercury, they're not as far into the high performance game as Mercury is,
yeah.
right? So
the components need to be aftermarket in a sense.
well, I mean, the lower units, they're good until about 88 to 90 miles an hour as far as efficiency goes.
Yeah.
And then once you get up over that speed, you're going to start seeing your efficiency go out the window. So, you're going to start seeing 14, 16%
Yeah.
slip ratios and stuff like that.
Hence why you guys have designed a new nose cone.
Yeah, so
rectify that problem.
we focus on the lower unit. Really, MCR is all about efficiency, right? We have our Nizpro tunes for all four-stroke Yamaha outboards,
Yeah.
but it really comes down to the efficiency, right? So lower unit efficiency, lower unit robustness with our fat shaft conversion kit, which Hydrotech Marine have been doing those for years. They stopped offering them, so we talked to them about pulling it under the MCR umbrella, and so that was good.
That was awesome. Good move.
But really comes down to efficiency. So our new billet nose cone, fat shaft conversion, blowout rings. A lot of our customers send their lower units to different types of fabricators. So when it comes to our billet nose cones, what we're really looking for is low tolerances to be able to install them reliably in the same manner, but with different fabricators.
Yeah.
Right? We're lucky here because we have Kawartha propeller.
Yeah,
right.
They've done a stand-up job on a few of them now,
and they're really used to our high performance market.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Whether it's we're dropping off cleavers and dewalt cleavers to get touched up or fixed or whatever, but when it comes to the nose cones, they've done a lot of them.
Yeah,
so
they sure have. Great
we
guys,
have
great people over there.
Yeah, we have a lucky connection to be able to get Kawartha on board with some of this stuff. And then we have Lord's Lowers as well, which have done a lot of the Nizpro's cones, and he'll get into the other stuff as
Derek's
well.
A great guy. I talked to Derek a lot. Sharp as attack, and does a really nice job. So
so really, once you get your lower unit in check, when it comes to exceeding that 90 mile an hour window where your efficiencies start going out the window type thing, then you can really start capitalizing on the horsepower, right? With the Nizpro tune and even a factory Yamaha, apples to apples, when it comes to a Mercury to a Yamaha. So lower unit is really the thing that holds the SHO back from anything. Then all the accessories around it, Mercuries, they come with solid mounts. So we do the solid mounts, we do the Delrin mounts, so that you can tighten it up a little bit. If you have a new SHO, your bushing kit's fine for your clamp and whatever for a couple years. But for anybody who has slop and a little bit of movement in the clamp, with those plastic bushings that come factory, we do have that brass bushing kit.
A nice piece.
Which tightens everything up. They use a lot less oil to stay lubricated, et cetera, et cetera. So it really just tightens everything down, along with steering and side ram steering if you're pushing it offshore a little bit, or even if you're running power steering. Right. It's a really good application.
It looks clean. It looks really nice quality stuff. So and I'm going to put a link below to the MCR website so you'll be able to go and check out the stuff. And it's other than Nizpro accessories, I think they're working on a cold air intake, I believe.
Nizpro has a cold air intake coming, which is exciting.
Yes, for sure. So there's all kinds of cool stuff over on the website there. And I've been installing the products here now for the last 6 months, and man, on my own boat, as a Nizpro Flash from MCR and some other components too, and we're constantly developing that. James has a very fast SRV that they've been developing products with as well. Even some tunnel hull boats in their camp over there too. So very cool stuff. And again, nice Canadian built Canadian company. James lives actually not too far from me, so it's really handy. But man, I thank you, James, for meeting me here today. We'll get that Flash done, and that's exciting. We got a couple more to do this fall for sure, and I'm interested to see how John makes out with this boat. I'm sure it's going to exceed the performance levels that he's looking for, and whatnot. So anyways, check out MCR Performance, check out Drag Boat Garage, and like I said previous, if you are interested in a Flash, you can always take the ECU off. You can mail it to me. We'll look after and get it back to you in a timely manner. So anyways, as always,
I mean, ultimately, anybody can reach through Drag Boat Garage.
For sure.
Right. And right now we have no stock in a lot of things. Everything's been very popular as we stock up, but we're putting a big push on here in the next few months to get stock back.
Stuff ready for next season.
And then we have our winter season to get everything ready and whatnot. Awesome. So
well, that's a good time. This is the time to do your upgrades. Things are winding down and winter's coming. So amazing. Well, thank you very much, James. I appreciate it. And we're going to wrap this up here right now. So as always, please like, share, subscribe, comment below, good, bad, or otherwise. We want to hear it. So thank you so much. Cheers.